Absolutely. It's encouraged.
Oh, dang.
Hey.
You know what?
Hello.
So,
What?
hi, everybody.
Hi,
There's
everybody.
this thing. Well, we're going to count down to this because I forgot we've never done one of these before. And so, sneak peek, everybody. Hey!
That was
That was
delightful.
amazing.
I loved it.
Amazing.
Welcome,
Look at
everybody,
you.
to the first Comic Cocktail Hour.
Welcome
My
aboard.
name is Todd.
My name is Erin.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Brianna.
I'm Nick.
I was
Nick.
purposely sidestepping the normal burrito intro.
Jeez.
I have to go last. It's a rule.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's true. Well, thank
It's
you,
in my
everyone.
contract.
Yes, thank you, everybody on YouTube who's on our Comic Burrito channel, and everybody who's on our Twitch. Maybe I don't know. Don't hit that, buddy.
Nope, there we go. I got it over the
But
chat.
yeah, so this is Firsties. How's everybody doing?
I am so excited to be here. Like, been thinking about it all day. It's been
That makes
crazy.
sense.
Like, I met with clients and instead I was like, I'm gonna be on the internet.
They're like, what does that mean? You're like,
What's that?
oh, wait.
Oh,
that's,
That
I
sounds
shouldn't have said that out
not
loud.
great.
oh, boy.
That was an inside thought.
Inside that.
Those inside thoughts.
Like, yeah.
Well, you took my
Okay.
line because I was going to say, I'm also excited to be here, but I still
Yeah.
am. I guess we can all have the same emotion for this.
I
Excited.
guess.
I
So
am-
derivative. You're so derivative of Aaron.
Wow. I've heard that before, and it's just
Really?
as insulting the second
Heard
time.
that
No, of course
sentence
not.
before? That's really
It's a
specific.
brand new sentence. No one
Hi.
speaks to me like that.
Okay.
That checks out.
Not true.
Hi, Todd's dad.
Yeah.
Todd's dad's here.
Todd's dad's here.
That's it.
What's up?
Hi.
Did you see y'all?
Y'all.
Yeah. love
Yeah,
it.
so we're going to just take this hour plus to tell you a little bit about ourselves, what brought us here, our favorite books, our favorite drink, and just then also judge other people, our other
Yeah.
co-hosts' favorites, and tell them why yours is better. You know, the usual comic discourse.
Totally.
Because if there's anything we're gonna all great at, it's judging each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's
Yep.
what it's the everyone and for
Okay.
everyone media. It's
Yeah.
the judgment.
Oops,
Wow.
all judgment.
Oops, all
And
judgment.
that's really what's up.
New segment.
New segment?
The judgment.
Oops, all judgment? Can all of my segments
All
be oops, all anything? Because
Yes.
I want that. That's me.
Yes. Maybe we should tell people what Femme is and
Yeah,
what
for
Comic
sure.
Cocktail Hour is. So,
Well,
should I do that? I guess. Yay!
You're the one speaking. So
Yeah, you
Yep.
started talking.
Great idea, Aaron. Do
you
that.
did it.
yeah.
Responsibility.
Oh, God.
Femme is the brainchild of a group chat, of which 4 of the 5 of us are in, and the 5th of us is just hella chill and comes along for the ride all the time. Nick.
Oh,
You have a group chat?
No.
Shouldn't have told him that.
Oh,
No,
God.
I don't want to be in it.
it's okay.
Oh.
It pops off a lot, my friend. It
Yeah, we do.
pops off
I
a
will
lot.
disappoint you.
And that's my job, disappointing everyone.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah,
take
we only
turns.
get one of
There we
those.
go. Only one.
Exactly.
So Femme is our attempt to expand our communities from just a podcast or just a YouTube live stream. Try to get into written reviews, cool shit, I guess, and also just get more people involved, right? So like
Mhm.
having a team of folks means we can delegate. And that means I don't have to do every single interview that comes along my desk. It could be anybody else who's interested, and it's wonderful. So if you ever want to guest star, I mean, what else? Become our friends.
Everybody got a preview 2 Saturdays ago where it was me, Jamie, and Brianna on Comic Burrito. Like that.
Yeah.
Voltron.
Yeah, we all love comics, so we can all pretty much at the drop of a hat fill in for other people. And just knowing that this is available and that there's a spot where you can ask is perfect, because a lot of times beforehand you wouldn't know who to ask. Like, who do I put this obligation onto? And we're like, me. I want that obligation because I don't do it normally, because I do streaming stuff, but I don't do a lot of comic reviews, so I'm more available for things like that. It just seems like it lets us concentrate more on what we want to do instead of what we're obligated to do. Because I know that sometimes there's stress with like a FOMO, fear of missing out, when you've got all these new comics that you want to do or you want to read. You don't want to maybe put that pressure on the people that follow because you want to focus on something else. Because I know that Girls Talk Comics like to focus more on like female written comics. And so maybe you want to take the week to do that instead of these 15 brand new ones that people want to know about. So instead now we can point at someone else that does that and likes doing that, like you guys. And just
There's so much
fills it
content
better.
out there.
Yeah.
So much content.
You do the stuff you want to do, we'll do the stuff we want to do, and then everybody's like, let's point at each other.
Yes.
Yes. And then hopefully with expanding with more into the community, a big part of is for everyone, making sure that not only is the content and what we're doing for everybody, but also involving more people. So it's not just our faces will be the regulars for now, but that will most likely be changing a lot in probably the near future. It won't be long until it's not just us. It'll be lots of other people.
Oh my gosh. And then I could be just causing havoc in the chat. Speaking of chaos, though, hey, Chaos. And Brad
Nice.
and Ignacio. Hello.
Hello.
So, yeah, comic cocktail. Yeah, the best.
Comic Cocktail Hour?
Comic
Comic Cocktail
Hour
Hour.
is like a book club. It's a book and wine club, except comic and cocktails, because it's an alliteration, if that's the case. So
We did that on purpose. Thank you.
it's weird how that happens.
Like we could read.
Alliteration's important.
Yeah. So there's not much really to explain about that, except that today is
Nope.
just our introduction. So
Yeah, we're just going to talk about our favorite things. The topic for today is favorite things.
yes, Chaos, we are going to drink our
yeah.
comics.
Yeah, what do you do? I learned about it from Whack Comics, and it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
So mine's very dark, so it's all DC.
Nice. Yeah. Black Label. Oh, you got the black label.
I got the black
mix?
label.
Okay, well, there you go.
That's a
Nice.
nice stout comic
Yeah.
drink right
I can
there.
chew it. It's nice.
Ooh.
And because it's Black Label, it's like 80% Batman.
Yes.
That's what I want to drink.
It
Yeah.
has Ode to Dick.
Ode to
I was trying to figure out a Batwang joke.
Oh my god. We're also adults. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Wow.
Oh yes, it has notes of Batwang.
Oh,
Just a little hint. Just
Yeah.
Waft.
no. I don't need to waft any of that. Thanks.
Oh, no.
Sweaty
You gotta
sweat
push it in
notwithstanding.
there.
Is that what that is?
There's not enough baby powder in the world.
He chafes so much. He
Oh,
has to.
We've gone too far.
So speaking of chafing,
Oh, that's your segue. I love it.
Smooth.
Oh nope, I gotta get it a little smoother. Hi,
Hi.
my name's Todd. I've been doing Comic Burrito for over 2 years now. We had our anniversary just like a week ago or so, which is wild. I really love making graphics and videos and audio and basically all the pretty things I like to make. It's been really fun working on this project because all the pretty things are not just black and white, which is one of my favorite notes from Aaron that I've ever gotten was maybe not black and white. And I'm like, oh,
That's an option.
okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. And it's been really fun while both probably doing too much, but also been really fun doing too much. So yeah, that's my role. And then just host, I suppose. I'm going to start with drink because there's the thing I have to do to be able to drink. So bourbon neat is my drink. It's my drink because there's nothing better than it. Um, oh man, that wasn't very good. Oh, there we go. Maybe you got a little bit of that. You got the cork pull. Angel's Envy is my favorite bourbon of all time. I've been saving the last few little bits of this for months now. And it seems like an appropriate time to finish off the bottle.
You're sharing with us. Oh,
So,
no.
cheers,
You're gonna
everybody.
win this.
and then this goes into a segue into my. It's all
Lantern.
layers.
Oh my lord.
Layers.
Cheers,
Lantern.
y'all.
Layers.
I already love you all.
You're
So
so good at this live stream stuff. You're able to do it without editing. Like you plan ahead
Oh my
and don't chip
God.
and chop.
Who does that?
that's crazy. I don't know. So I'm a really big Green Lantern fan. I have been for as long as I can remember reading Green Lantern. It really resonated with me both on like a personal level with just willpower being the thing behind it. And then specifically this character right here in front of you, Kyle Rayner, which also first appearance in Green Lantern number 48 in this book. He's not on the cover. That's what he looks like. This is Hal Jordan. He's dumb.
Yes.
But Kyle Rayner was handpicked and was an artist and was just completely different than all of the other superheroes I was reading. And I loved it. And his suit was so much cooler than everybody else's. I just loved it. I loved that somebody creative was taking on this power, and his constructs were really cool and artistic, and it was just different. And I really loved just different. And I think it's because I felt so different most of my life that it was really refreshing to see not just like Hal Jordan or like big tough guys doing the thing. It was some like artsy fartsy guy who's, I mean, hella jacked. I mean, it's not like he's some real scrawny nerd or anything, but dude was different, and I really resonated with that, and I really loved it. So yeah, Green Lantern's my thing. I pulled a few of my like favorite ones. This is Guy Gardner disappears in this one. And it happens to be a key. And I love this cover. There's a lot of reasons I really love this book. It's worth slightly amount of money, but it's not that expensive, but I just love this issue. And then this
Nerd.
is a glow in the dark one with Hal Jordan being a huge dickhead. And it's
There
great.
he is.
It glows in the dark. I did forget my UV light because I was going to UV it, but it glows in the dark. I have like 3 of these. One of them hangs up in my room so I can find the light switch if all the lights are off. Hal Jordan leads me to the light switch.
Oh my god.
So
Your wife allows that too?
sure. The light switch is also a Green Lantern light switch I got at Comic Signal for $5.
Nice.
Amazing.
Those are cool.
So I really like Green Lantern. I also have a Green Lantern tattoo, but I'm too fancied out to really show that. But it's
Future time when we're more casual.
yes.
Nice.
So my other book, because we'll all be doing 2 books and then maybe talking more after that. But my second book is one of my all-time favorite non-Big 2 books. It's Return of the Dapper Men. Jim McCann, Janet Leigh. Oh, also, shout out to Daryl Banks. Nope. Fuck. I don't have a Kyle cover. I don't know why I didn't grab a fucking book with a Kyle
Yeah, you
on it.
did. You threw Hal under the bus and
Yeah.
then showed a bunch of
And
Hal.
showed 3 Hal books. Yeah.
You're
that was
conflicted. That's important. That means that
See,
you feel strongly about it.
half planning, half just going for it.
Also, hi Lisa, hi Steve,
Daryl
hi
Banks.
RPG player.
Yeah, I say I'm usually the one hitting the comments button, and I'm not there right now because I'm doing this. So hi everybody who's here. But so Jim McCann, Janet Leigh, Return of the Dapper Men, won an Eisner in 2011.
Oh wow.
It is one of my favorite books of all time. It is hella gorgeous.
Wow.
It tells a story of a world that's broken, and the Dapper Men have shown up to help fix things. But they're very like mysterious characters that people don't really understand, and it's all this kind of clockworky, like that's like the art is stunning and something that I hadn't and still haven't seen. It also happens to be my most borrowed book of all time. Nick has borrowed this book, and he has seen it's taped now.
Yeah.
Because I've lent it out so many times. The book came out of its cover, so it is taped down now. I adore this book.
Love.
Super well loved, but I'm also a collector, so I bought this one for myself so I could have a nice one. Because look how pretty.
I mean, that is a pretty gorgeous cover, but so far I've just wanted to be like nerd the entire time.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what we're here for.
And the art in this one is just as good as the other one.
Weird.
What? It's not.
What?
It's not the
Yeah.
same.
It's wild. It's almost the same book.
Crazy.
Also, Tim Gunn does an intro, a foreword for it, and it's wonderful.
Tim Gunn.
It might be how I first heard about the book, to be perfectly honest. Because look it's Tim Gunn in Dapperman outfit, and it's amazing. I love it.
My heart.
It's
How
great.
topical of you, unintentionally. Also,
Since we're dapper,
I don't know.
Oh,
because
okay.
we're dapper.
There is gold and it's dapper. It's fancy.
So it's
Um,
fancy.
But yeah, so those are two pillars of my comic booking. I think it says a lot about me, who I am, what I love, what I like to do with things. I don't know. This is what I would say is both my favorites and really speaks to what I enjoy. Really bright and depressing superheroes that constantly fuck up everything. And then a really depressing, pretty world that needs major overhaul.
There might be a theme.
Bright and depressing
I don't quite
is
know
how
what it is.
Bright and depressing is my favorite thing.
bright and depressing. What an aesthetic.
Yeah, that's my aesthetic.
Beautifully
You
sad.
are so hot topic scene kid.
Oh, 100%.
You're
Yeah.
not supposed to come in here and call people out like that, Aaron.
Shit, you think
Jeez.
I wouldn't be proud of that? If I could have the teased hair, like
Right? No,
You're
that's
not
totally those are my people. But so is like I was just all over the place, but I do love me some hot topic scene. But yeah,
there you
so
go.
that's me. I'm Todd. It's really nice to meet y'all.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Todd. Hi, Todd.
Hi guys.
Okay.
It's pretty cool to be here. That's me.
I could go next. You
Yes.
want?
I like this.
Yeah.
Do it,
Ooh.
please.
Hello and welcome again. Hi. Okay. Hi, Aaron. If you have come from the podcast Girls Talk Comic, you might know me as the Master of Mediocrity. It's wonderful. I am drinking a non-alcoholic beverage today because not everybody can drink, wants to drink, or like should. Anyway, this is 1 part lemon, 1 part lime, 1 part blood orange, and 4 parts Seedlip Grow 42. who I'm hoping will one day sponsor us.
Ooh.
They're distilled non-alcoholic spirits. That's what I wanted. I don't know. It's apparently some like old recipe or some shit that monks did, and then they were like, "Let's resurrect this and make mocktails from it." And I love it. I love the idea of it. I'm just really kind of experimenting with it. And I do have to say that this also has agave syrup in it, but the blood orange really helps make it pop because it adds a much more rounded citrus flavor to it. Which, being a fan of the margarita, without the tequila, it kind of lacked that. So that blood orange helped compensate. 10 out of 10.
You brought it together. Nice.
Wonderful.
I grew, I overcome. I had my housemate who's a chef taste test. Like, so it was just-
I wish
like,
I want to taste test it.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know where I
Sensei.
live.
Gib.
I know where
Gib.
you live.
do. Oh, you do. It's fine.
Shit, man.
Shit.
Man. All right. So we're talking about books now? Yeah?
Mhm.
Is that the order? I have 2 as well. that are kind of unexpected. So my first read is Todd. Do you have the animation?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you. Hey.
Umbrella Academy.
Ooh, the cover.
Yeah. So it's
Nope,
actually
I
really
don't.
fun.
I don't
Well,
have. I don't have that. That one's missing. 1 second. It'll be up. You just keep holding up the cover for a little bit, and we're all set.
hello.
Don't move.
So Umbrella Academy, it was really fun. It was when I was first really getting into like Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, and my friend Alex took me to go buy my first set of dice. And it was at a comic shop, board game shop, kind of mashup. And we saw the Umbrella Academy books. And we're very excited because he recognized them, knowing they were written by Gerard Way. And so we made a deal where he bought one of the volumes and I bought the other, and then we just traded. I own both now because he decided to move halfway across the country away from me. Alex, I still miss you. So now I own both. But this one is really the first one that got me into it. Totally like read, Sunday comics when I was younger, but this brought me back and realized that, wow, there are stories beyond that old Zitz cartoon. And it does not really match the show. I mean, there's a lot of it that overlaps, but this one definitely is more like a Capes adventure than the show was. So if you like typical superhero stuff, check this out. If you also like the show, check it out. Just know that it's going to be different.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
that's okay.
different.
Yeah.
That's good to know because I haven't read it because I thought it was the same. So now I'll check it out.
They definitely can flesh it out a little bit more, I think, in the show. And actually the second season and the second volume of this don't match up at all. Like I was like, damn, they just went entirely new, which is awesome. But it was still like, it's not what I was expecting. And it was a
I
weird...
liked the first season, but I just didn't check out the book because I figured it was the same as the show.
You can experience something else entirely now, Nick.
Yes.
I expect that to be your homework and you come back with new stuff.
Oh, I'll add it to the bottom of the pile.
That's all I ask. My second book is Trillium by Jeff Lemire. This is my favorite. I don't really know why it's my favorite, but I love Jeff's art because it's really, I find it to be evocative. His stories are always like sad adventures that, I don't know, explore. Like there are always some representation of grief and change and lately parental relationships. It's, I'm not a parent. I don't know what that's like, but Jeff, if you're working through stuff, I believe in you. But this one is just really like, it's sci-fi time travel, space virus killing all people. And you win by being kind to native populations that know how to solve the space virus, and you maybe don't eradicate them and like work with them. It's cool. It's a bit anti-colonialist, and I fucking love it. So I say pick it up, but Jeff is also really great at sci-fi. And he got like, now I'm stuck on kind of loving sci-fi, horror, and comics. And I blame Jeff for that. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I love My Chemical Romance. That's all.
Yeah.
We all do.
Hey, Cody.
MCR is the best.
Yes. No, these are the formative comics for me. Sci-fi and silly cape adventures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we talk about our role? Is that what you did as well, Todd? I already
Sure,
forgot.
he
This
did.
is my stage fright.
I did. You do.
Um,
You. That's. We talked about talking about our roles, so I just talked about it.
No
My
one's
cat
rating us.
Currently scratching my wall.
Show us the
Hold on.
cat. Can we show us the cat though?
Okay.
That is
Y'all
your
wanna
role.
meet Bo?
Toothless.
Literally everyone agrees with me. I can
This
tell.
is Bo.
He's got a mustache.
Hi, Bo.
Bo is a lovely. She hates being picked up, but she also
It
will
looks
come
like
and
it.
just lay
She
on
looks-
like,
I don't know. She looks elated right now.
Yeah, she's so happy. She's so happy. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay. Toothless is sleeping, so I'm not gonna pick her up. But my role, I do a lot of the social media, so those shit posts might have been me.
No, they for sure were.
Probably.
If they were me, it was super to the point and dry.
Yeah. So if you reach out on social media and I don't respond, that's also me. So
You're selling yourself.
I'm so
real
good at
strong.
this.
She's keeping it real. We're keeping
like,
it real.
I
That's
gotta
what
set
matters
the
the
bar
most.
low so I can grow.
Erin is 83% better than she'll tell you
I mean-
No, she's gonna adjust now.
because she undersells.
Okay, there we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's what I'm saying.
That means
Yeah.
you get more than what you bargained for.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, I do the shit posts, I do the responses, and I mostly am involved with the Just the Girls Talk Comic podcast, where I tend to have a very fun season, and then we end up talking about very serious topics. Because that's just who we are, but we learn a lot in the process. So we give less just story coverage, like plot synopses, and more we hyper focus on some really obscure part of the comic and then go do a moral deep dive on a throwaway panel, because that's how I interpret comics.
Love it.
Yeah.
You can't interpret art wrong. Sounds good.
Todd, this is why we're working together.
Can we get
This
that?
is it. This is the reason.
This and no other reason. Can we get that crocheted
Wow.
or like
Thank goodness it happened.
needle pointed on a pillow?
Yes. Yes. I can
that
make it
behind
a
us.
sticker.
Ooh,
I
that's
want that.
right.
I want
Yeah.
that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me grab my sticky notes. What am I supposed to make a sticker of now?
Everything you just said.
Oh, okay,
Ah.
cool.
No,
There
the
you go.
art. The art. You can't
I-
interpret art wrong. I feel like adding. that
There it
because
is. Yeah, that's it. I don't know
There you
what I say.
I
don't
remembered.
listen to
I actually
myself. I don't
tracked it this
listen to
time.
myself. I just say things.
Once it's out of your head, it's gone. Oh no.
Yep. Yeah, the filter is you guys.
Beautiful.
I shouldn't
Beautiful
be
stuff.
anyone's filter. Oh boy.
Well, awesome. Erin's the best. Yay.
You're the best. You're all the best. Anyway,
No,
look for
no,
my
us.
shit post. Love you. Bye.
Look for our shit.
Look for my shit posts.
Another sticker.
Yes.
So
Video time.
that's yes. Bree's not letting me segue.
You can segue if you'd like.
No, it's fine. That was a good segue.
Segue if you want to.
So
Segue
there's
all the time.
people who aren't here that are also a big part of the team, and we have a few videos to show. Oh my god, I didn't do the intro video.
So what's the next video?
Because
we go.
this is not a well-oiled machine. So I'm gonna intro video into one of our compatriots of Femme videos. They are the Lieutenant of Literature, Erin's partner in crime, and in Girls Talk Comics. Jess, she'll be on right after our intro. So start the episode now. We'll run it back.
Yeah, right back.
Edit it and post.
Edit
Yeah.
and post.
Yeah, we'll edit and post. All right. See you in a few, everybody.
Yo. So, what's up? I am Jessica, the Lieutenant of Literature, and I am a podcaster about 5 years who famously started her career off as the casual and just never graduated from being casual at basically everything. I have a little bit of the situation where I will just obsess about something for a very long time, and then I will just flit away from it and forget to reinvest or to pick up the new issue or to pick up the new book or to look at the author again or remember the author's name, and then 5 years later I'm like, oh my god, he had 5 more things, and then it becomes my entire personality again. but that doesn't lead to a lot of deep lore for the major comic books. So I embrace my casualness. My casual, non-casual way of doing things seems to work for me, and I'm okay with that. But it also gives me a kind of outsider looking in look at some of these books and narratives, which I enjoy, especially when I'm able to have conversations with people who have a lot more foreknowledge of the media. It makes it really fun to learn things and to notice things and to be told yay, nay, or oh, well, that's an interesting way to look at that. And that's really kind of why I keep coming back. I have a comic that says something about myself. Well, I think the comic that I really go back to as sort of the aesthetic that I wish I was all the time would be Monstrous. It's not the comic that brought me into comics, though. I would kind of came up a little bit during a really nice run of indie comics with female creators, basically 4 women. And so I think, strangely though, I was reading Bitch Planet. I was reading, Rat Queens, and the comic that made me most interested, it was actually Matt Fraction's run of Hawkeye. It had an art style I had never seen before, and it was just sort of opened my eyes to like, oh look, I don't have to just read books that look like comic books, quote unquote, because whenever you first get in, I think there's always that assumption that you have to understand what happened, and ye old New 52 of blah blah blah, like, and being able to divorce myself from that was really freeing. I'm still mildly intimidated by those things because I would like to not be able to like wander into a gotcha, but you do what you can with what you have, and I have a lot less time and energy now as a new mom. So yeah, favorite would probably still be something along the lines of a Monstrous or a We Only Find Them When They're Dead, or Something's Killing the Children. But things that keep me coming back to comics are really the kinds of things that lift you up, like the Prince and the Dressmaker. You're asking for my favorite cocktail, which, if you can't tell from my voice that chooses to remain anonymous, right now it's a cool cocktail called water, hot liquids, and medicine, cough medicine. But genuinely, my favorite is gin and tonic, and it's about the only thing that I can stand to drink anymore. After having kind of tried to divorce myself from syrupy liquids over the last couple of years, it's really hard to drink mixed drinks. So many of them start with soda, and I just don't like soda that much anymore. Not enough to drink a lot. And if you want a favorite cocktail, your favorite cocktail's got to give you enough to get you fun. So, not a cocktail, but I'll also drink some Prosecco because I'm cool like that. I don't feel very cool right now, but just to everyone out there, take care of yourself, drink water. See you on the flip side.
Hey, and we're back. Jess is the best.
Yeah.
She was like, I just want to be anonymous, and I have this cough, and I just feel so bad, and I'm doing this anyway. And honestly, power to her for being like, fuck it, let's go.
Yep.
And
then I was.
You can hear her little baby in the background.
Yeah, I know. When I was doing the head thing, I almost was gonna put a little baby in there every time the sound happened, but I was like, that's just I'm in like panic rush, get everything done mode, and I was like, if this was any other time, I would have had a little baby show up each time.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been great.
I admire your restraint.
Next time.
kudos to Jess for being like so freaking strong that she powered that out anyway.
Hell yeah.
Like,
No,
yeah.
for sure.
And that's just the vibe of our show now. We're just like,
Power through.
Let's just do it.
let's go. Like,
Speaking of let's go.
No.
Hey Bree, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
I would love to speak wax poetically about myself. I'm Brianna. I mostly do streaming on Twitch at Pepperana. So let's see. I kind of came into the group because Aaron and Todd needed some guest starage going on. I have opinions about everything. So and I like comics well enough. And so I just came in, and I'm vaguely personable and show up when I'm supposed to when they tell me the correct time. And
we're working on it.
and have a good time. So hi RPG, hi. Let's see. With the fem thing, we had some discussions where we were lamenting about how annoyed we were with having to do certain parts of comic reviews. Like I kind of mentioned this at the beginning when I was kind of going over it, on just wishing that we could spend our time on what we really wanted to do instead of having to do all the stuff that we don't want to do, like it's a job. So nobody wants to do a job. You burn out on a job, and it's easier to stick with and be committed to things like this when you're actually excited about what you're doing. So I just made like some offhand comment. I was like, well, man, can't we just do that? And then everyone was like, what? And so then this was born. So I feel pretty good about this.
It's
That
so true.
that was basically it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you guys
I'm like,
do
I see
stuff.
these problems. You like to do those comic reviews for every week, and you like to do obscure nonsense.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can
Connect the
put
dots.
the peanut butter and the chocolate together.
That's what I've been
There we
calling
go.
it. Yeah.
That's what you've been. Well, good. I
Yeah.
listen with my human ears. So
Yeah, I love it.
So that's
No, I
that's
mean,
me for.
like to my wife, I've been saying it's like peanut
I
butter
know.
and chocolate.
I was just kidding.
Oh, yeah, that checks out. I really need to check my camera security.
Shh, baby, shh. Only dreams now. As for the
Okay.
comics, so I'm gonna go over. Sorry.
Oh,
Look at that beauty.
it's the one.
This is one of my favorite comics from a while ago. So what happened, and I'll give you a little backstory,
Oh,
is I kind of
You-
lost
you peeped it.
interest in comic books. But this was one of the last ones that I had like strong interest in before the dark times, I'm going to call them. So this is Sandman. This is the omnibus. And this thing weighs, it's like leather covered. It weighs a ton. Ugh. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I love everything about it.
Wow.
So the reason I got into this is because Neil Gaiman, whom I would love to be related to in any capacity. He was like the grandfather great uncle, I don't know how old he is, that I wish belonged in my family.
Thank you, Cody.
The first thing that I got very interested in was the depiction he has of Death, who was like a little pale goth girl. And I had never seen anything like that before. Death was always like a creepy dude in a hood and everything. And just the difference that was really intrigued me. And I was like, if that's how he sees Death, how are we going to see anyone else? And so I just started to go down that path. And I just got super involved. So I own all 4 of the omnibi. And I could beat someone to death with them, which I love as an extra bonus. But it's one of my favorite comics, and pretty much anything Neil Gaiman does. Like, I think one of my favorite book is probably Good Omens, which got turned into a show, which just blew my mind. And so that's the before 4 for me was Sandman. And I don't have the physical comic books because I was in a scramble for these, but then I stopped reading, and then I came back because of A-Force. Put this down before I hurt myself. So A-Force is like a group comic of 4 people or 5 people that we know, and then 1 brand new person. So it's got Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Dazzler, Nico Minora, which is from the Runaways, and Medusa as well. Yeah, Medusa, isn't it? Who's a mutant. So what happens essentially is in an alternate universe, they're all friends and they work together, and Singularity is the is a being that exists there, and she comes through into our world in a panic and says, "Where are my friends?" And then finds these people that have no idea who each other are. So then they get brought into this big adventure based around Singularity, who's this super cute little space girl, and kind of become friends or learn from each other. And it's just this, it like reinvigorated my interest in comic books. It's like I was so excited about it. And I read those first 5 volumes with like nothing but pure joy. And then Civil War II happened.
Sorry.
No, that's an appropriate noise. That's the most appropriate noise to make.
Blah, 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 blah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. You got to have the losing horn for that one.
Yeah. Fucking 1,000 yard stare.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, right.
Can I pour one out for your homies?
Yeah.
I just emptied my bottle, but yeah.
Well, just straight into your mouth.
Just pouring this into my mouth. Yeah.
So we got like 5 issues in, and it was just amazing. We got Thor Dazzler out of it. Like, it's just, everything was so real. Everyone felt like people interacting, and there were conflicts, but they resolved them in a non-stupid way. Like, so many comics go so dumb for no reason. And then we got to Civil War II and Secret Wars. They had people doing things. I know, you can see the defeat on my face.
No, so many comics do so many stupid things for so many reasons is just like, it encapsulates so much.
Another sticker. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, so that happened, and all of a sudden there were conflicts that made no sense. Why would Captain Marvel be on this side? Why is She-Hulk on this other side? What's happening? There's no reason for this to happen at all. It took, they're like, you know what we need? We need Captain Marvel. She was in a movie, so we're going to pull her into this conflict, and we're going to make her do stuff because we think, having no idea who she is or what she does, that this is what she would do. And that ruined the comic. And it ruined it such that it was canceled like 3 issues later. So the thing that brought me back into comics was squashed. And so I'm a little bitter about it because this happens all the time. And so I'm never quite sure when a comic is going to stay a comic or be ruined because someone decided that there needs to be a renewal of a brand new first episode, or when there needs to be a crossover for no reason. And you need to get all of the comics together so that you're forced to buy more. So I'm a big anti-FOMO person about this. I have lots of opinions, obviously, about it, but I love reviewing new comics because I have no preconceived judgment to begin with. And then I judge them harshly afterwards. I guess that's pretty much it. I'm here. I have opinions. I will give them to whomever asks. So yeah.
Can we also add that you and I met in a comic shop?
Yes, we did. We met in a comic shop. We both looked at each other and were like, "Girl."
Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing.
Well,
and I was selling you comics and magic cards. You sold me on the Dreaming.
I did sell you on the Dreaming because Neil Gaiman's perfect, even though he didn't actually, I don't think he did all of the stuff with it. I think it was mostly others. It's still like, really, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
He's the origin, but most have extrapolated from it, but it's amazing.
What are you drinking?
That's right. I forgot about that. I got so excited about comic books that I forgot about my liquor. So this is an unnamed whiskey because I'm cheap. It's not fancy. And Coke because I'm...
A whiskey has no name?
A whiskey has no name.
Okay.
It's
Coke. That's awesome.
It's just Jack Daniels. It's just
perfect.
Yeah.
It has 2 names.
It has 2 names actually.
What?
So that's
just
my
2
drink.
first names. Can't trust
I just drink this because it tastes good enough and it's pretty simple and everything else works out pretty good. So that's my drink of choice. Although I really want to try what Aaron has, but with liquor added.
Yes, with the real stuff. The real version.
Adult.
Excuse.
Sorry,
I didn't make
alcohol.
Seedlip up. Seedlip is a real company that should totally pay us. I mean,
I'll email them.
Are you guys getting paid?
Sponsored by.
If they pay us, I'll drink a non-alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'll do that. I drink soda all the time. So
Nick is known for having Nick is known for having very low bars of ethics and will do most things for money.
That's
true.
Hey, save it for my portion, okay?
Yeah.
Jeez, you're spoiling all of this.
Sorry. Yeah, the easy introduction. I'm going to piggyback a little bit onto Breeze while I uncover Jamie from A-Force. Hey, to be fair, I covered you with Captain Marvel, so if there's anything that I could do, that's the best I could think to cover you with.
I'm
So-
okay with that. I'm
Yeah,
totally
exactly.
Me next.
Sandman was actually on my list before
stole
and Brianna stole
It's
it,
mine.
which is fine because I'm a little bit more into comics. But my prized possession in comics is Sandman Volume 1 through 9. And I love Sandman to death. It's an experience, and it's something that I revisit. I know a lot of people like to take good care of their comics, and I take very good care of my comics. These are all in archival bags and boards. They're in top loaders, but I still read them yearly. I will take them out. I will wash my hands beforehand. I'll do what I can, but I will fucking read these things. I adore it.
Are you a
And-
glove wearer? Do you wear your gloves?
No.
Okay.
I just wash them.
'Cause I'm not
I
crazy.
wash them, make sure I'm not greasy. I'm not going to add grease to it. I'm not going to ruin
No,
anything.
bleh.
But I will enjoy these books because I adore them. And it was my first big comic purchase and I bought them not to like flip or I'm like, oh, they'll probably do a Sandman movie, so I should probably grab these. Nah. I was just like, I fucking love this shit and I want to own it. So I spent a lot of money and bought these, and it's my favorite thing. These are the last 9 comics I would own.
Treat yourself.
If I sold anything. My Green Lanterns would sell before I sold these.
Ooh.
This would be it. This would be my like.
High
All right,
fucking
I
praise.
got nothing else in the world. I got my family and I got these 9 comics. Let's go. That's it.
All right, we'll keep that in mind and have them buried with you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Except
Yeah.
I gotta give them to my daughter. If my daughter doesn't care about comics, sure.
Okay.
Just a little child. It's fine.
Really, I'll say bury them with me, but then give them to the first person that goes, "Oh, I like that comic." Be
They
like,
just-
"You-
It's an
You're
open
worthy.
casket, first come, first serve.
Yeah, first come, first.
Well,
First come, first serve casket is going in the will. That's
Oh.
amazing.
Lord, people are gonna get in trouble.
First come, first serve casket. Holy shit.
Unintentionally attract cannibals, but that's fine.
Todd has all these comic book people camped out outside.
Yeah. There's
Like, you
this
have a lot
tent.
of friends. Lots of friends.
All the
that's why we're here.
scalpers.
I'm gonna do the take one though, like the Halloween sign where it's like just take one. And there's gonna be one dick that fills the bag up from my
That's why you
casket.
have bouncers.
Like the first one. The second or third guy is going to be
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy. Just
Time to start planning a murder.
Damn it, Nick.
Right, yeah.
Time to start planning a murder. Hilarious.
Heck.
Hilarious. Well, Nick's the closest. I'm in trouble. Because the money, the low morals do a lot for money
you,
thing.
you did set him up
it's-
for that.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm in trouble.
You did do that.
Start a GoFundMe to kill
to
off
murder
Todd.
me?
Wow, we're
Jesus.
gonna make this crowded now. The
Oh,
comic
boy.
crowded, yeah. Crowdfund
Uh-oh.
murders. Hey,
Funded murder. That's a dystopian comic that I would read.
Yeah, it is.
it exists, Todd. It's called
Does it?
Crowded.
God.
It's called what?
Crowded.
Oh,
Is that what that book's about?
all right.
Yes, that is what that book is about.
Fair enough.
There's a
Yeah.
comic for everything.
I thought we came up with like this genius thing just now.
Nope. It's already been done.
There are no news stories.
It's
Now,
also
was it
a beautiful
Kickstarter?
LGBT romance.
Was it Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Because if it was Indiegogo, I definitely can do it better.
Indiegogo.
I think it's just Image.
Yeah, I think it was in-
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Anywho,
Okay.
you
I'll start
know,
fighting.
who else knows something about comics?
A little bit. Hi, I'm Nick. No, but actually, it's funny because I don't know. I guess I don't know the girls as well. So I don't know how much you guys have been into comics, but I have actually only been like into comics for maybe 3 years.
I've had a longer comic life than you. I'm older than you in comic years.
Uh-huh.
You got me there. I have read like graphic novels going back probably 15, 20 years here or there, but it's very sporadic. It would be like buying Dark Knight Returns or whatever, or Watchmen kind of stuff and reading it occasionally. But I didn't pull a single like floppy comic until close to when Metal was coming out. So I'm a little bit of a noob, but I have a tendency with my hobbies to let it absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Steve. I have a tendency to let it absolutely consume everything that it is about me. So I feel like I've made up for some good lost time.
Oh, you've done your best.
Yeah. But I guess for my role, I guess I'm mostly just hosting and kind of popping in and out in different places. A little over 2 years ago, I was actually working with Todd, and I was friends with Cole. We're all local, and Todd was like, "Oh, we had a group chat," and Todd was like, "We should do a audio podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great, an audio podcast." And then like the day before we were to record, Todd is at work talking about his cameras, and I'm like, "Cameras?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's video, and I don't want to do that because I'm very uncomfortable with with things like that." But I stuck it out and really have enjoyed it, and we'll see.
2 years later,
I knew. I knew. Just this is gonna be a femme spoiler or a comic burrito first or whatever. I definitely didn't tell him it would be video because I knew him well enough to know that was going to. He would have bowed out.
Absolutely,
2 months earlier. He never would have done it.
I felt obligated, like I had to do it, and it was like, well, I'm driving to your house, like it's fine. Nobody's gonna watch it. We're gonna do this one time. It'll be fine. And then
2 years later.
2 years later, and you're awesome at it, just like I knew you would if you were backed into a corner, forced to do it, and felt obligated through friendship.
Yeah, manipulation, and monetary.
Weaponized friendship is what gets you here. Nice.
Yep,
that's exactly
Love
right.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, and I'm drinking.
and he's the best. So
I prefer. Well, I don't prefer whiskey, but I drink whiskey 99 out of 100 times if I'm drinking. But my favorite is actually Scotch. And I don't get it very often because my kids are too young and my wife hates Scotch. I will have to, when I go to bed tonight, face the other direction because if I breathe Scotch near her, it's not good.
You're not going to brush your teeth first or anything?
Geez.
I mean, I will, but it's still...
It's still just like...
And I'll still have some next to the bed.
The moss, the peat just cuts through.
Yeah. But yeah, so Scotch is my favorite. I actually got this bottle, which is getting close to done, for my birthday, but not this birthday, the one before it. So I really stretch them out. But my book is the trade that got me into comics. When I had to pick a book, I knew 2 titles came up immediately, and I spent all weekend trying to talk myself out of these 2 books, but there wasn't anything. So my first one is Batman Volume 1, Court of Owls by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. This, like I said, I had read like Hush, Killing Joke, all those, Long Halloween, Dark Knight Returns, all those Batman books, and I grew up on the animated series. I remember watching the Adam West show, so I was casual Batman fan in the fact that I didn't read the comics all that much. I didn't pull them and stuff, but I knew enough about Batman. But this book completely flipped Batman on his side and upside down, literally. Which
Chaos
is what
wants
made
you
me.
to open the box.
It's still
What's in the box?
It's
What's
still
in the box?
I could go get mine. Mine's out.
Put it on. Hey, that's the first time Chaos has told you to put it on, and it's actually appropriate.
Oh my! Blush.
Look at this.
That's
Also, you and Walkerman in the chat call out to somebody who's watching us. Heck yeah, have really great taste because they also were talking about Court of Owls.
Yes, Walkerman's one of my friends.
that. We need the monetary stuff there, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
oh,
true.
okay.
That's true.
That's right. But yeah,
Nick, just in the Court of Owls mask, is only on our OnlyFans, which will be launching in like a month or two. So.
yeah, that's coming soon.
You could build
Yeah.
up credit through our Ko-fi. Just saying.
Amazing.
Here it is. It's towards the end of the issue where Batman is drinking out of a fountain in the maze, and I remember reading the book and I got so upset because I'm like, my book is printed wrong. This page is upside down, and I'm flipping through it and I'm getting and I'm like, this whole book is all. Todd, are we swearing on this one, Todd? Or
Yeah, we are.
I'm like, this book is all fucked up. And I was this close to, thank God I didn't, because I would have looked like an idiot, but I was this close to bringing it back to the shop and being like, and finally I figured it out. And that was when comics as a medium kind of showed itself to me, where it could do more than just pictures and words on a page, that it could actually disorient me in real life. So Batman Court of Owls is my first one, because that, like I said, that got me into buying more trades and more trades. It snowballed, and then all of a sudden I saw that this new event, Metal, is starting. I think I said Death Metal, but it was actually Metal. That was the first
No,
one.
you said Metal.
Did I? Okay. So yeah, that's what really got me into comics.
I used to work with you on Wednesdays too. I remember that transition of you were just like grabbing trades, and all of a sudden you were needing to leave right around 11 o'clock every Wednesday that I worked with you, and you were gone.
Yeah, I had to get Metal, and then the other thing I started getting was Flash as well. The Rebirth Flash, and then that's when I started pulling Flash, because Metal had a tie-in. I know some people don't like tie-ins, but that roped me into it, and I was actually I have pulled Batman singles, but not any long string of it. But then I stumbled across a book thanks to my little brother. He had a short box or a long box that he sold, and in it I found this little book called Descender. This is not the one. That's the one. He sold me singles.
Yeah, you pulled that one out of there.
And yeah, and I was like, oh, what's this? And it was great because he had all but he had quit comics, so this box was strange because he had Descender up through he was missing the last two. And it was like, really? You pulled 30 issues and then just stopped with 2 to go. So I had to hunt down the end of it, which was my first experience hunting down issues of things. And I've loved it so much that I've bought both of the hardcover editions of them. This one is actually signed by Dustin Nguyen, and Driller says my name, which is pretty fantastic. So those are my favorite books, and this is just from an art standpoint and everything else, and discovering that comics is more than just superheroes and stuff, because up until that time, that's all I knew comics to be, was just Superman, Batman, X-Man, Spider-Man, all the mans.
All the mans.
So many men.
All the dash bands is all comics were at the time, but then it was like, oh, there's a whole world of independent stories that are typically
There's
better.
a whole world of not men.
Of not men.
No, Not White Man is a lot of comics, actually.
Weird.
Yeah.
Descender is full of robots, for
Yeah.
example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Yay.
Nick,
Hi,
I
Sam.
learned so many things about you, like you have a brother. So that's
I have 2 brothers,
Yeah, he is too. I know.
but only one of them has sold me comics. So,
so only one of them is worth it.
although my other brother did buy me a gift card to the comic book store for Christmas once. So
That's
Redemption.
pretty cute.
His redemption arc. I love it.
Speaking of redemption, That's not a segue for this.
Start.
You know what? Nope. I'm going to switch who I'm talking about for this. Speaking of redemption, a man who has lit a feud and then ended feuds more often than I go through angel envy bottles. A man who will always have an opinion and a kind word to tell you. One of my favorite people that I've met through Comic Burrito. He is incredible. He is both scathing and sweet all at the same time. The best among everybody in the burrito verse. I mean, I'm going to be very
Todd,
complimentary because
we
it's an
can't
intro.
have you talk again about yourself. Like,
It's
shit.
me. All right.
Oh,
It's
God.
me. I'm going to take a second round. It just seems like the.
Perfect.
Uh,
Let's go encore.
One of the only non-family member persons to send me a Christmas card and
You know what? I know you're talking
other
about. I
random
completely agree
cards.
with Todd.
Yes. No, exactly. One of my favorite people. I would never tell him this to his face, though.
No.
But another person who's in the misfit gang that is For Everyone Media. You'll be seeing written reviews. I am sure we will be dragging him on screen at points because he's been on plenty of Comic Burrito casts. Steve Hayner. Here he is.
Hi, my name is Steve, and I'd like to introduce myself to everyone. I'm a lifelong comic book fan. One of the first comic books I ever remember owning was Action Comics from 1986, so that would put me around 4 years old when I bought it. And I'm sure my brother and my mom bought it for me. We went to a local pharmacy with a spinner rack, and that was my first venture with comic books. And as I grew older, Walden Books was the place to go. We didn't have any local comic book shops, but it was a fun thing to do. We would go up to the mall every weekend, and that would be my first stop. Back then, comic books were $1. I miss those days, living in a world of $3.99 and $4.99 and even $5.99 comics. Miss the good old days, cheap comic books. But I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity for letting me join For Everyone Media. I'm looking forward to working alongside everybody and discussing comic books, building a rapport, showing some positivity and hope in a time that we need it. And since tonight is cocktail hour, I was asked what my favorite cocktail is, and I'm a beer guy, but every once in a while I'll have a gin and tonic, and then when I'm in rare form, I'll get Malibu Bay Breeze in honor of my aunt who passed away a few years ago. She loved them. So, you know me, I'm a man of simple taste. Comic books, beers, wrestling, horror movies, the finer things in life. But one of my favorite comic books is Amazing Spider-Man. I remember when we had to sell magazine subscriptions back in the day, I was able to get an Amazing Spider-Man subscription, and I'd get those comic books in the mail once a month. And it was exciting because, every day you'd check the mail. Is it there? Is it not? But, I would read it. And I jumped on around. Amazing Spider-Man 362 was my first issue, and that was Carnage. I had just missed the first appearance of Carnage by 1 month, but that would put you in the Bagley era of him drawing it. But I've been a Spider-Man fan since then. Superman's still my favorite too. I know that's an anomaly. We live in a world where Batman's our favorite, but you know me, I'm a wild card. But those are a few things that I just wanted to say during this short video. Something as an introduction. Looking forward to working with everyone, For Everyone Media, and looking forward to having some good times ahead. We definitely need it in this world we live in now, but I see brighter and bigger things for everyone, and we just got to keep hoping and take one day at a time. But my name is Steve, and thank you for the opportunity to make this short video to introduce myself, and talk to you soon. All right, bye.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
He's
Thank you,
the
Steve.
best.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve.
He's my favorite.
He's the best.
You're my favorite, Steve. I see you in the chat there.
Speaking of the best,
The
You come at me. That's
It's
Thank you.
illegal.
Hi, I'm Jamie. My role at FEM is going to be mostly through the written reviews, but I'll be on pretty much all these shows as long as they'll have me. My role got sort of happened because I was in the same group chat where all the ideas were going. And it was just like, hey, I kind of want to start writing comics reviews, but I don't want to have to set up a fucking website for it. Because it'd been 6 months of like, okay, today's the day I'm going to start my website and start my reviews. And it'd always be like, and then these lovely people were like, we'll love to have you. So here I am. As I said, I'll be-
Yay.
I also met Aaron through a comic book club I was running. So I'll be doing a lot of the Comic Cocktail Hour. But I mean, I'll be all over the place. In terms of my drink, I also picked bourbon. I picked Chattanooga
Cheers.
whiskey. This is story behind this was it was my wife and I her first birthday of us being a couple. I surprised her with a trip to Chattanooga, which is one of her favorite places in the whole world. And we ended up finding this micro distillery that had just started. The people who started it were actually the people behind the legislation to try to legalize micro distilling in Tennessee. For the longest time, they only allowed Jack Daniels and Evan Williams and another one I forget to distill. But the people who started this distillery were sort of behind the new law saying you can micro distill, and just it's really good stuff. And the passion they put into it was really great. So we did a tasting, we loved it, and we've gotten it ever since. Every time we can find it, wherever we've been, whether it be Georgia or Florida, where we are now. So yeah, my favorite comics. I guess I'll start with the Mighty Thor, the Jane Foster run. So I got into comics around 2015, where I was doing my doctorate, and I was just tired of reading words of text, like prose, from reading journal article and textbook after textbook. And I was like, I need something that's going to keep me awake. And it was like, okay, well, let me try comics. I liked them when I was a kid. Let me try them again. And being a Norse mythology kind of nerd, I was like, well, let me try Thor. Like, Thor is going to be an easy place to start. It's Marvel. I like Marvel. The movies are good. Let me try Thor. Read the 2007 run, liked it, but then I started reading the Jane Foster. I started reading the Jason Aaron run, and I just it hooked me because it was all about like what is worthiness. Like you're not just worthiness is not an innate thing that you are born with. It's a thing you have to work for and earn. And I love that story. And then when Jane Foster comes around and the story is now there must always be a Thor. When gods fail you, when the institutions fail you, you have to step up, and there must always be someone fighting for people. Be the someone that people pray to when they need help. And the fact that it was Jane Foster and it was a woman, and this is before I was out, and there were no signs. I just sort of latched onto it, and it became my thing. And I picked The Death of the Mighty Thor, the last one, because Todd said I had to pick one.
I just needed a picture.
Fair.
No,
I picked
you
it
had us
because it was-
prioritized, Todd. That was rude.
Yeah, no, I was real just. meh.
Well, I'm a lawful, so like if someone tells me there's a rule I have to follow,
Sure.
I have to follow it. But like it's the reason I picked it is because it just really hit on that like there must always be a Thor, no matter the cost. Like this one, it's all about like in the story, it's the entire they're like, if you become Thor one more time, you're going to die. Cancer's going to kill you. And she's just like, nope, you need me. This personification of all the gods' failings is killing everyone. People need me, and I'm willing to do it. And so the story sort of hit that peak. Russell Dowderman's art, like,
Mm-hmm.
is just
Yeah.
Beautiful.
amazing. He's one of my favorite artists,
incredible.
and so like that whole run is just amazing. And ever since then, I've been a Jane Foster stan. Like any book she's in, I've pulled it. I bought the trade paperback. Like I've got multiple copies of it. I mean, I've got the statue, just all of them. So yeah, that's one of them. And I think my second one would be Die by Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans.
Jeez.
Which like I wasn't a tabletop role player at the time when I got it, but it was just like I like Kieran Gillen stuff. Like Wicked to Divine was one of the first independent comics that I was just sort of like, I'm going for it. Like I love this independent stuff. So I loved Wicked and Divine, and then I saw Die, and it took me a bit because I was like, well, I'm not into tabletop games. I won't really like it. I was so wrong. It got me hooked into wanting to play tabletop games. I love the writing, and again, the art is phenomenal. Like Stephanie Hans, it's like Russell Dowderman and Stephanie Hans are like my 1A, 1B. It's like pages like this
Mhm.
are just like amazing. And the character of Ash, who and just is just so much me, of like she's having to get out her queerness through playing games because she's been trained to think that her queerness is everything bad about her, and the only way she can get through that and express it is through a fantasy game. And eventually she comes to terms with the fact that like, no, I can be who I'm going to be. Like the issue where she hits that realization had me like crying for hours. So it's my favorite series. It's so when I collect comics, I don't put them in boxes, I frame them. So all my walls are like I've got a Wicked Divine wall, a Die wall, a Thor wall. And so yeah, I have a Die wall of like 6 issues here at home, and then my office on campus, I've got another 3 or 4. So like, hi Glazia. So like, yeah, that's me. I'm looking forward to like expressing my love of comics and the community through writing, through editing. I'll be editing all the things you'll see on Here Everyone Reviews, and being here with all these lovely people. I'm feel really fortunate that I get to be a part of this community and the community that we're going to build. So that's me.
Joe.
Woo.
Oh.
By the way, you took to tabletop
Oh.
role-playing games very, very well, since I led one of your games.
Oh, thank you.
Aaron would know.
Yeah, I would know. I was thinking of that. I was there for that, damn it.
I was there
I was there.
I was.
all those years ago.
Speaking of I
Hey,
was
Lance.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody. Oh.
My wife is
That's
saying
cool.
yeah.
Yep.
I would like to see these. I want to see that.
And
Pic-
she
pics,
I
please.
will say she loves Die because she is a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and if there's one thing Kieran Gillen likes to do, it's drop Lord of the Rings
Yep.
tidbits in
Yeah.
all of his stories. So like she
Uh-huh.
just like giggles every time it
Freaking
happens.
True.
Little sprinkle.
Freaking true.
I'll
Yeah.
put it in there. Speaking of sprinkling and making things more awesome through doing things,
Magic.
somebody who does a lot of magic and awesomeness is this man named Mitch, who works with Aaron on Girls Talk Comics and probably will work quite a bit with them. Aaron, why don't you introduce Mitch to the masses, but to only a point where if a video played afterwards, it would still make sense.
Okay. Mitch, I don't know what you put in the video. So
Yeah, no, yep. Perfect.
Mitch is an amazing man. He is one of the first friends that I made when I moved to our area of the country, and has been incredibly welcoming, warm, introduced me to some other amazing people who I know some are watching right now. Thanks, y'all.
Everybody who's watching is amazing.
There's also that. But these are amazing people who've seen me at really drunk.
It's both the Venn diagram. Gotcha.
Venn diagram.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome
And
people. Seen Aaron drunk.
yes.
Got
It's
it.
basically a
Yeah.
circle.
It's almost a circle.
I will not confirm or deny, but
Smart.
no, these are like really great. He's a really great guy. He's been incredibly like, I don't know, just a solid human being to have in my life. And I'm really, really glad that he agreed to help out with a lot of the audio editing and just kind of like be a great support for Girls Talk Comics. And more than anything, I'm glad he's coming along for the Fem Ride. Like, he's got so many talents. He also owns a business of photo editing, and I'm totally going to drop it. I forgot the name of it, Mitch. I'm a horrible friend because of that. But if you like the stuff that he puts out.
Well, you don't have to remember, because if you all go to the description in either video of YouTube or Twitch, you will see all of our socials in it, and you can follow at Mitch Montague, and you can figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Heck.
He's just so good. He's just so good. He's a man of many talents and great nerd tastes, and it's time for him to introduce himself because I could gush about how cool he is.
Yeah. Let's let him attempt to gush about himself, which is the worst thing to try to do. But he's awesome.
Great thing for a sticker.
Yep.
Welcome to the intermission. My name is Mitch, and primarily what I do here at For Everyone Media is edit audio. I actually own a photo and video editing business, and I've been doing that for a couple of years. Mostly weddings, some schools, lots of photos, some composites, Photoshop type stuff. It's really fun. I really love it. I really like using all the software and the fun computers. So that's really, the direction I like to head. And of course, I always have a 9-to-5 job at the local university, and I really love it. I've had a great time. All of my coworkers are super great. My supervisors are really fun. So it's a great place to work, and I am having a great time with that as well. As for comics, my history with comics is a little weird because I always wanted comics because my brother had comics, and he was very much into Marvel and DC and had a lot of them. My brother-in-law is collecting them, so we have it on every part of my family. I asked my mother to get me a comic, and she brought me a Simpsons comic from the early aughts. I didn't love it. I read it a bunch of times. I wanted to get more of the content because I like the graphicness of it, the visualness, not the gore. Of course, it's Simpsons. But I didn't know that I wanted to continue. So I haven't really read a whole lot of that. And I did listen to The Adventure Zone while editing, of course. And so I saw that they were coming out with a graphic novel. So I bought that, and then I bought the next one, and then I have pre-ordered the others as they come out. So that has been really fun for me to sort of get really deep into that sort of space. And I also have most recently picked up Beast Boy Loves Raven and the Beast Boy and Raven sort of, I wouldn't call them prequels, but the volume 1 and 2, but volume 3 was of course my favorite. And so that has sort of spurred me on some sort of young adult comic webtoon rabbit hole that I've been doing for like 3 or 4 weeks. Don't judge. And I've been really getting into these, really exploring a lot of these different ideas more recently, as I'm, going through and editing some of the audio for Girls Talk Comics. So it's actually really fun to hear a very critical veteran point of view with Aaron and Jess, along with all of their awesome humor, and be able to sort of take that back and be critical about what I'm reading. And it almost felt like the first 10 I read were amazing, and then I started to think more critically and realized that the first 10 were probably pretty good, but not amazing. And I often look to Girls Talk Comics and Erin for suggestions on what is the next thing I should read. She's really good at picking out stuff for me that I didn't think that I would ever pick up, and have been absolutely blown away. So I'm having a lot of fun there. As for cocktails, it depends. If I want to get drunk pretty quick and have a great night, but not a very long one, it's going to be a Long Island, a double. They taste pretty good, they're functional, and then I don't have to drink the rest of the night. Let's say if it's a fancy dinner night, or I go to one of the boutique bars that we seem to have around here, it's going to be a sidecar. Is it because it's Art Deco themed in the sense that it feels like the 1920s embodied in a beverage? Or is it the lemonness, which I'm kind of have on? No, it's probably 100% the sugar rim that does it for me, and that it looks delicious and fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it's a delicious drink. But if it was chocolate, maybe. And as for home, say before a D&D session or just hanging out with friends, I would make a White Russian. Listen, hear me out. You control how much alcohol is in it by how much milk is in it. So you can make it a pretty light White Russian, and it's delicious. Or you make it a little bit heavier, and it's still delicious. Or you can do what I've done before when I've had a few too many and want to continue the night because it's awesome, and just forgo milk altogether and just put Irish cream in there. Delicious, 100% alcoholic. 100%. Super good, very dangerous. Thank you for joining on this intermission adventure. My name is Mitch, and I'm going to be very excited to make more content for you coming up.
Oh, he's so charming.
He's so charming. Oh, I'm so excited that he's here with us.
Man, I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
That's everyone.
For sure.
That's everyone from For Everyone Media right now. I really am so excited to see in a year what that looks like and the chaos that is brought upon me trying to do something similar with whatever the crew and the people we have around us. But right now, that is our people, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really
Same here.
Me too.
When's our next show, Todd?
Aw. Hi. Well, that's my outro stuff, but
Oh,
Whoa,
okay.
whoa.
no, it's fine. So our next show is a week from Saturday. We will be it'll be called Panel Royale, and we will be discussing women creators in comics and things like that because it's Women's History Month. And we're going to focus on that. We're going to focus on women creators and all of that. And it'll be super awesome. I think the topic has shifted maybe 4 or 5 times, so I might be wrong. But it will have something to do with Women's History Month. And I'm super excited to mostly sit here, listen to these amazing women that we're surrounded by, and then awkwardly try to explain why I really enjoyed my contribution to it, and then continue to listen more, and do my best to not interrupt because I'll be super in my head.
And I'll be on mute.
Yes. It's going to be a good time. But also, for now, we're a femme family now. Saturday
A family.
a family. Yes, amazing. Family.
I'm here all week.
Oh my goodness, family. The family is fucking perfect. I adore that. And the fact that it's just happening in real time right now is too much for me. So
should we-
Saturday.
Other
in the-
sticker idea, real quick. Family assemble. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've where's
Out
my
of
sticky note?
sticky notes.
I have comics art thing because I'll rewatch this at some point.
Oh,
I
great.
have no idea what
Nailed
the
it.
first sticker was supposed
There
to
you
be.
go.
But Saturday we'll be doing Comic Burrito on Saturday on our YouTube. I'm thinking maybe it'll be on the Twitch too because let's go for it.
Why not?
But we're gonna do our golden burritos. It's our our fiscal year end awards because it's our anniversary that we also do our year end because everyone fucking does year ends in December like idiots. We're
Let's be
doing our
honest.
year ends at the end of February.
Let's be honest. It was the end of the year, and we weren't ready.
Correct.
And
No,
we
you're right.
Wow. Calling it
realized
out.
that our 1 year was only 2 months away.
Apparently, Nick
I would
believes
say-
in transparency, but whatever.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I went, hey, I want to put a lot of work into this, but I don't have enough time because we haven't come up with anything. So let's make it our anniversary.
Yeah, we needed time.
So we do our year-end awards in February. So it might be slightly different because we count both the last 2 months and the last 12 months into it. And all of 2021. It's weird. We just tell you what our favorite things are, but please come hang out with us. It's Comic Burrito on YouTube. If you go to comicburrito.com, you can find it. And then a week after that, we'll either be on YouTube and Comic Burrito on here, or we'll just be on Twitch and Comic Burrito because YouTube hates For Everyone Media.
Yeah, we're gonna take that personal from them.
Yeah.
Other content to plug. A new Girls Talk comic episode dropped today. And I didn't shit post about it. What the hell?
Are you
It's almost like
feeling
you were
okay?
distracted.
I was
by
so
something.
distracted.
Other things on your mind, apparently.
Us?
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Weird.
fine. Tomorrow, though, I'm gonna shit post about pumpkins, cats, and titties because it
I like those
was
things.
Soul Eater.
I like all three of those things.
all three of those things.
Quality
Yeah.
content right there.
We started a manga media mashup where one of us reads the manga, the other one watches the anime of some
Amazing.
choice, and we kind of try to match up how much content it is, and then we talk about it. And Soul Eater was our firstie, and then next week we'll have another manga media mashup. But every Monday, new episodes from us, but only from like February to October because that's all we got.
Because you go by seasons.
Yes,
Yeah.
seasons.
It's not because it's all you got. It's because it's curated
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
scheduled meticulously
Mm,
to
mhm.
be within that time.
Definitely very detail oriented. We might also like struggle a lot when it's cold outside, but you know.
No. I don't think that's it.
No, it's not. It's whatever.
Definitely not.
It's whatever.
Definitely not.
But
It's
check it out.
definitely because you're just committed to your craft.
Yes.
Exactly. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
But find us on social media and our FEM website now.
Does anybody have anything else? Yes, please do that. Oh, and foreveryonemedia.com will bring you to literally everything. I will, after this, make sure Girls Talk Comics, because we need to get better at the back and forth. The latest episode will be on there, but also the other, almost all of the last episodes from the season will be on there. Go check that out. That is new. We're still, it's ever evolving and all of that.
But Jamie's bringing something to the table that's starting this week also.
That's what I was about to say is make sure while you're at foreveryonemedia.com to stay there and just refresh your tab. Keep it open in your phone tab and refresh it every once in a while because Jamie, when can they find new content on there?
So here everyone reviews. Our first review is going to be on Friday. We're going to plan for our graphic novel reviews on Fridays. We'll try to start doing single reviews on Tuesdays before you head to the comic shop on Wednesday. So at least Fridays you'll find new written reviews there from either myself or Aaron or Steven or I think Nick has a couple lined up. So yeah.
I'm so excited about her. Ugh.
I know.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Here Everyone Reviews will be a good time and you should check it out because we didn't get too much into it, but the idea is they'll almost mostly be pretty bite-sized reviews. They won't be like really clickbaity. They'll still take give them 5-10 minutes and you'll be able to ingest and enjoy and really get something out of really awesome people. While here, you know what? I'm going to make them small.
Oh my God.
Jamie and Aaron will be doing a lion's share, and then the people who aren't doing that, the other person will be Steve. All three of those people are incredible. They're amazing. They won't hype themselves or say those things or do any of that. They're awesome. Written reviews, I know, feel antiquated. Everyone's ready to click on a YouTube short and spend 30 seconds ingesting something. If you give them 5 to 10 minutes of your time, you'll not only, even if it's a comic you already read, because I've done that. I've read their reviews that I have already read the comics to maybe more than once. And I've went, oh, dang, oh, dip, that's something. And they're great. These are people who are really worth investing 5 to 10 minutes. You're on the toilet. You're on the subway. You're thinking, you know what, I can really beat that score in that game that I just downloaded. Instead of that, take 5 to 10 minutes, listen and read their reviews, and you'll for sure get something out of it. They're awesome. So because I get to
So
run
sweet.
this, I'm hijacking it, and they're amazing. So it's super worth your time to
I
check
feel
it.
like we're in one of those fundraising telethons, and you're just like $5 to $10.
Yeah,
Do you, like,
but it's even cheaper than that because the
'Cause it's-
minimum wage is like that's
$5.
good
Beyond
value
the
for
clock.
money.
Pee on the clock, take your morning shit, read
Yep.
our reviews.
Yep.
Done.
Oh man,
And-
if you work
Right.
retail, first of all, I feel you. But if you work retail, fucking do this on the clock. Read their stuff. It's super worth it.
But I prefer written often. Sometimes if I
Yeah.
see that the only way I can get something is through a YouTube video, I just won't do it. I'm like, I don't have the energy or the focus, or I'm in a place where I can't have noise. So I prefer written often.
Yeah, they're just gonna tell you to like follow or subscribe, which would be crazy if you just like
I can do that.
looked down below the
the
video
like
and
button.
hit like or subscribe. That
heard
would
about
be
that.
absurd to
Ring
do.
the bell.
I
Ugh.
hear there's a
Even
bell
though-
notification one.
Even
yeah.
though it brings so much joy to that person you're getting media from, if you hit that bell, or I get it's so much, but if you could, for that review you're reading from YouTube, I'm sure it would mean the world to them.
Or Twitch.
And then if
Or
you
Twitch.
share it on
Oh,
your
man.
social medias, so
I'm
other
sure that
people
would
can enjoy
that would
it.
make their day.
Oh yeah.
Man, I would love
Bree,
it.
I feel like
Tag
you have
'em.
some experience with that. You
Yeah.
want to do one last plug for your channel?
So I am Brianna. I'm also Pepperana, which is going to be impossible for you to spell because I didn't think about that before I made my name. And I do a lot of variety streams and planning on doing things like in tangent with whatever comic is happening. I know that there are sometimes terrible comic video games, so I am pumped to be miserable playing those. I mean, to have a good time, such a good time.
Can't wait for PS1 Tomb Raider. Can't wait for Bloodborne.
let's do it.
Fucking
Let's just ruin
Watch
my night.
Dogs. Let's
But-
go.
Hell yeah! I mean, they've got like Normandy for Mass Effect has a comic.
Yeah.
There's lots of
Yeah.
stuff that I can be like, oh well, I'm playing this game only because
We
there's a
could
comic
take it
book.
easy on you
Legend-
and read Minecraft. And,
Legendary
I do
Edition
play
is
Minecraft.
real good though.
yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
It's real good.
There's just lots of stuff. So
Make sure to stay faithful to Liara. It's worth it.
I like men, so I pick dudes. Joke's on you.
Oh my gosh, we have so much like
Wow.
potential
Wow.
content where we could
No,
do
to be honest, the crop is real shallow for Mass Effect dudes. You're not gonna want to do that.
What I'm hearing is that we need to have a panel royale
Yep.
about potential
Yeah, we
partners in
do.
Mass Effect.
Yep, I'm
Yeah,
all for
I will
it
be there.
because
I will
Stay
be
for the content.
those
Quality
dudes,
overly
those
supportive.
dudes suck.
My dude was fine. My dude was fine. I can't remember his name. but
Who'd
that's
you
okay.
choose? That's the
Garrus.
thing. You can't remember their name. That's it. I
Not
can remember.
Garrus.
Well, okay, sure. You
Because
didn't pick
he's
the
an
Turian.
asshole.
Yeah, you didn't
No,
pick the
only
Turian.
because he didn't have time for me. I don't have time for that. If he
Did-
had been a little nicer, I
Did you
maybe would've
pick
been-
Pull Up Guy?
I picked no, I picked the fish guy because his voice is really
Oh.
nice.
All right.
And if I'm going to
That's-
be talking to someone, I don't give a
Lesser
crap what
of
he's
all,
looking like.
lesser of
Video
all
game.
evils.
He was polite and nice. And at the
Yeah,
end
good
of the
for
second
him.
game,
Wow.
the only one that died.
Yep.
Good pick.
Because I chose
Bum,
wrong.
bum, bum,
I
bum.
chose wrong with that lady's butt.
The
lady with
lady's butt.
The white outfit, Miranda.
Miranda.
I picked wrong.
No, Miranda's a terrible choice.
No, well, I didn't pick her for sex things. I picked her for mission things, and I hadn't
Sure.
upped my friendship enough with her.
Yeah.
She got him killed, so I restarted.
All right.
Anyway, you got a visual.
We're
into my
definitely
existence.
going to have to. Mass Effect is for sure going to be a topic at some point because
I already own the complete.
I
edition,
have
so
so much to talk about.
I could tell.
It's a preview for next time.
Yep.
The future.
Not next time. Like,
One of the other future times.
the months to come.
Whatever.
Yeah.
all of
We'll
these
add
things.
it to our meticulous schedule.
Yep.
Very meticulous.
You should also go check out. Yeah, make sure to check out Comic Burrito, Girls Talk Comics,
Pepperana.
Pepperana. Hear Everyone reviews. We've already got 4 Hear Everyone reviews on the site, and then we'll be getting more weekly from here on out. Starting Friday, they will start trickling in. But you've got Chainsaw Man and Deadliest Bouquet and Cage Star, Kagastar, and
Cagaster or something like that.
Kagaster, and a 4th one that I can't remember, but I bet you they can't either because I was the one who updated it most recently.
How did you know our weakness?
Yeah. Oh, it's
Memory.
good. It's Good Luck. Good Luck is the 4th one. Got it. Those 4 books are on the site right now, ready to read, foreveryonemedia.com. And it's great. I love that site. It was the most fun site I've ever had building. Tell me how I can improve it, because I would love to do that. If you are like, this should be like this.
You don't have enough already to do.
I don't, because I went too hard and now I need more to do. So someone tell me something to do.
That doesn't sound right.
Go
Nah,
to sleep.
Nope. Sleep is
Okay.
sleep is
The
for
week.
the week. Yep.
Um,
But anyways,
okay.
man, this has been super fun. You guys are awesome. We don't have a sign off.
Goodbye, ends.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for everyone being in chat and doing chat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're all amazing.
Thank you for all the follows. We have 12 followers now on For Everyone Media. We had 0 2
Thank
hours
you-
ago.
Thank you so much,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Super appreciated. Slowly but surely.
We'll get to that 50.
Don't call me Shirley.
Okay.
Thank-
Well, gonna
Thank you. It's been super classy comic cocktail hour with you. Nope, I don't got anything. Comic Burrito came way more naturally and way quicker. I don't know.
Thank you all for being here. We're glad to have you, and we can't
Look
wait
at
to do
that.
more.
Thank you
Man.
for reading and drinking with us, y'all.
Hey, yo.
Oh, reading and
That
drinking
was
with
too
us.
gangster.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.